Hi, let's begin with a few deep breaths, in and out through the nose if possible, or through slightly parted lips. We'll now transition into child's pose for 3 to 5 breaths. Bring your big toes together, sink back onto your heels, and extend your arms forward, lowering your forehead to or towards the floor. Walk both hands over towards your left, keeping them shoulder distance apart, or placing your left hand on top of your right hand for a deeper stretch. And let's switch sides, walking both hands over towards the right, keeping the hands shoulder distance apart, or this time crossing your left hand on top of your right for a deeper stretch. And take it back to center and begin to transition into tabletop position for cat and cow. We'll take a few cycles of breath here, articulating through each vertebra and tractioning your hands towards your knees as you pass into cat pose, and pushing the floor away with your hands as you pass into cow. Tuck the toes under and let your knees hover about an inch or two off of the ground for bear pose. Round your back, draw your ribs and your hips towards one another, and pull your navel towards your spine. And transition into downward facing dog. We'll take a few breaths in downward facing dog if you'd like to integrate some movement. It may feel good to sway your hips from side to side, bringing some space into your waist. You might also shake your head yes and no to release any compression in your cervical spine. Walk your big toes together to touch, and as you inhale, lift your right leg, sending knee to nose. Extend. Right knee to right elbow. Extend. Right knee to left elbow. Extend. And as you exhale, step your right foot between your hands and lift up into high crescent or high lunge pose. Take a few breaths here. Now we're going to cactus the arms next for butterfly presses. Press for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place both hands to frame your front foot and step it back into downward facing dog. Transition into side 2, inhaling to lift the left leg, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to lift, exhale, knee to left tricep. Inhale to lift, exhale, knee to left tricep. Inhale to lift, exhale, step it through. Use your next inhalation to build your lunge and take a few breaths. Cactus the arms, press for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Use your next breath to frame your front foot with your hands and step it back to downward facing dog. We'll take a few breaths in downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and exhale knee to nose. Knee to right elbow. Knee to left elbow. And step it through. We're going to take it now into a twist, so leave your left hand down as you twist towards your right knee. Good. Now place both hands down to frame your front foot. Step your right foot to the outer left edge of your mat and slowly lower your right hip to the floor. Take a few breaths here, creating an L shape with the legs and possibly lowering down onto the forearms if that feels more appropriate for you. Press the floor away with your hands and return to three-legged dog. Let's switch sides. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale left knee to nose. Inhale up. Knee to left elbow. Inhale up. Knee to right elbow. Inhale up. Step it through. Find your twist on the second side, twisting towards your left knee as you lift your left arm into the air. Good. Now we step the left foot to the outer right edge of the mat. Lower your left hip down. Press your pinky edge of your left foot into the floor to keep that leg active. You might stay upright or lower down onto your forearms. Place both hands back onto the mat if you've raised them and slide that left leg back into three-legged dog. We'll meet in downward facing dog, taking about 2 or 3 breaths here to reset. All right, let's lift the right leg up as you inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Inhale to lift and step it through. We're returning to a twist, lifting the right arm up, squeezing your thighs towards one another or your hips together. And then as you press both feet into the floor, lift your torso upright. Gonna lower your right hand to the back of your left leg. Left arm reaches up for peaceful warrior. Windmill your right arm forward into warrior 2. Right elbow to right thigh or right hand to the floor on the inside of your foot for extended side angle. Place both hands on the floor on the inside of your right foot for lizard pose as a transition to downward facing dog. Next time that you inhale, the left leg lifts. Left knee to nose. Lift, knee to left elbow. Lift, knee to right elbow. Lift, step it through between the hands, find your twist. This time twisting towards your left knee. Press firmly into the floor as you lift your torso upright, maintaining your twist. Peaceful warrior, left hand to the back of the right thigh. Windmill your left arm forward as you come into warrior two, side two. Take your front elbow to your front knee or place that left hand on the floor for extended side angle. Place both hands on the floor inside of your front foot for lizard pose as a transition to downward facing dog. Good. Lower the knees to the mat and give yourself a little break in child's pose. Now let's start to make our way down onto our back in a reclined position. We'll stack the knees over the hips and let your shins extend parallel to the floor for a reclined reverse table. We'll do a couple of toe taps. 1, 2, 3. Keep the 90-degree bend in your knees. 4, 5, 6. Press your ribs into the floor. 7, 8. Pull your navel to spine. 9, and 10. Good. We'll give ourselves a little breather and take a reclined cobbler's pose, bringing the soles of your feet together and letting the knees drop apart. Now let's come into a reclined crow. Press the ceiling away with 2 straight arms and draw your knees in towards your triceps. Press your navel into the floor as you lift your chin and gaze to that space between your legs, towards your big toes. Hold here and release. We'll try that again, but next time with a twist as we come into reclined side crow. Same prep, press the ceiling away with straight arms. Draw the knees towards your chest and then direct your outer right knee towards your left tricep. Lift the head, maybe some of the shoulders. Take a few breaths. And release. Second side. Good. This time the outer left knee comes towards the right tricep. Hollow out the belly as you lift the head and shoulders away from the floor. And release. Great work. Let's take a moment to rock up to seated. And then we'll make our way into a kneeling position. Toes tucked under, sitting onto your heels. Let's start to float into side crow. So you'll come into a toe squat and squeeze your legs together. Both hands come to the outside of your left leg as you place your palms down onto the floor. Shift your weight forward, pressing your outer thigh into your triceps, and maybe lift both feet. Side crow. Let's practice on the other side. Squeeze legs together. Both hands come to the outside of your left thigh. Index fingers forward. Elbows bend back towards your feet as you shift your weight forward, possibly lifting one or both feet off of the floor. Keep pressing the floor away. And release. Now let the tops of your feet rest on the floor as you sit back onto your heels and take a moment to check in. Let's try for Koundinyasana 1. The entry is the same as side crow, but this time you're going to send your heart forward a bit more and straighten both knees. Your bottom leg extends towards the long edge of your mat and your top leg extends towards the short edge of your mat. Give it a try on both sides and pause the video if needed to give yourself a couple of tries. Allow yourself to land in a kneeling position. We're going to interlace the fingers and rotate the wrist in a figure 8 shape. And then pretend to flick water off of your fingertips. Let's meet up in tabletop pose with your wrist facing forward and your fingertips towards your knees. Apply as much or as little pressure feels appropriate here. Good. Take the fingers forward again and flick the water off of your fingers. Maybe play the piano a little. This time with the tops of the hands on the floor and your fingers towards your knees, palms facing up. Let's transition down onto the abdomen next for a Sphinx pose. Stacking your elbows under your shoulders, forearms parallel, pubic bone pressing into the floor, and tops of feet also anchored to the floor. Stay here or walk your hands to the upper corners of your mat and begin to straighten your elbows for seal. With an exhalation, lower down into Bakasana or crocodile pose. You might windshield wiper your ankles from side to side to release the lower back. All right, I'm turning sideways for visibility, but you stay right where you are. Let's cactus both arms and then press your left shoulder down towards the floor. Begin to roll over onto your left side body, staying here or bringing the sole of your left foot behind your right leg. Good. Release, coming back onto the abdomen and transition into side 2. Good. Let's make our way back onto the abdomen. Shake out the shoulders if you would like. I'm going to return to the original position and we'll all meet up on our back. Extend your left leg as you draw your straight right leg up towards the ceiling. Stay here holding on to the hamstring or begin to draw your right shin towards your right shoulder. Press the heel of your left foot down into the floor and keep both legs active. Good. Hold on to the left big toe and extend your left leg out towards the left, an external rotation of the left hip. Good. Release, bringing the leg toward center, and exhale to bring the heel to the floor. Let's change sides. Hold on to your left big toe with your left peace fingers and externally rotate your left hip to the left, thinking of bringing your toes towards your shoulder, though they won't touch. Good. Inhale to lift the leg to center. And we're going to come next into a happy baby pose. Exhale to release. Find your reclined reverse table and let both knees drop towards your right. Inhale to center and exhale to let both knees fall towards your left. Inhale to center, and as you exhale, prepare yourself for Shavasana. Begin to bring some movement into your extremities. And we'll all meet in an upright, seated position with the palms joined together at the center of the chest. Take your time getting there. There is absolutely no rush. I'd like to thank you all for joining me for this practice. Take care, and blessings to you.